Tosin, first of all, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm great. Nigeria is great. So what else can we say? I'm great. How's everyone doing?
We are good, my friend. Thank you for being here. And we know Super Eagles fan, Nigerian, Tosin Makinde is Nigeria, keep killing it. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to give you a quick update, recap of the tournament itself. It's been absolutely fantastic so far. Some drama all over the place, specifically today, Tosin Makinde. So why don't you give us a little update, I guess, on the first, on today. What's the biggest headline from today?
Well, I don't know if it's official or not, but Algeria had a 34-game winning streak, and that ended today. They lost to Equatorial Guinea. Before the tournament, if you had told me Algeria would lose to Equatorial Guinea, I'd be like, you're a liar. But then again, I wouldn't, because this is AFCON, and nothing makes sense, but everything makes sense at the same time. So them losing to Equatorial Guinea, basically they have to beat Ivory Coast on Thursday to qualify. And Ivory Coast has a couple of guys that you would probably know in the defense, someone like Eric Bailly and Serge Aurier. And then you also have a really good midfield. So, it's this tournament. I love it because it's so much chaos. And like, for example, Sierra Leone tied against Ivory Coast last minute. The goalkeeper tried to come out and save the ball and he slipped, tore his ACL, I think, and then they scored. So Serge Aurier had to go and goal. So,
Yeah, just to emphasize that last moment there, Serge Aurier had to go in goal because their goalkeeper, Sangare, absolutely lost possession, tore his ACL, and Sierra Leone equalized in the final stoppage time minute. That's just insane, Tosin Makinde.
And that's just today. That's just what we saw today. That's literally just
that's since I woke up.
Yeah, that's like within like a 3-hour window. That's all we saw today. It's just that. So,
hey, Tosin, I got to ask you, though, on the Algeria front, obviously they won the Arab Cup with a makeshift squad, different than the squad that they put together for this. They were on pace to potentially tie, if not break, this streak record. I mean, what is it about this team that made them fall apart in this one? Because it just seemed like when I watched them for a bunch of games, and they were vulnerable at times in the Arab Cup. When I watched them in World Cup qualifying, they've been vulnerable at times, but they still seemed a way to at least get a draw, if not a win. I mean, how do you fall apart like this? I mean, what are the circumstances like in an African Cup of Nations that can make a team that's so good, on pace to break a historic record set by Italy, fall apart and lose a game where they don't even score a goal?
I just think it's just a tournament itself. I think one of the things I said before, and I say it every single time when AFCON starts, they don't respect who you are. Like a lot of these guys, like you got guys who are playing the 4th division in Spain. They don't care if you play for Man City or AC Milan.
Those guys that play domestically in Equatorial Guinea, from what I was reading, that are.
So the guy who scored plays in the 4th division in Spain. Literally plays in the 4th division in Spain. So these guys literally do not care. They like, I don't care if you play for Man United. I don't care if you play for Aston Villa. I'm gonna do what I want to do for my country, and I think that goes into it. And also, I think Algeria, like, I don't know what it is with them this tournament. Like the first game I saw them play, I was like, they don't look cohesive. They don't look like a team. They look like they're just not happy to be there. I mean, obviously, there's factors like weather's a factor and like some of the pitches aren't that great. But like you would expect a team like Algeria who has enough, they played with each other long enough to like know how each other plays. I mean,
yeah, and part of the reason of that streak was because of your point. They were cohesive. They were collective. And right now, you don't see that, Tosin.
Yeah. So
yeah, can I just point out that people always ask me what the hardest level I ever played at was, and I said high school soccer because the players were so bad that if you did a move, it didn't work on any of them. Like if you did a step over, they were still standing in the same spot when you did the step over. That's how I equate what you're explaining to me right now, where it's like they're not it's not falling for anything. Sorry, Jimmy. Go ahead and
no. I mean, with regard to Algeria, it feels like they might have too many luxury players. The fields aren't good enough. The whole infrastructure is not good enough for them. They're the defending champs. They want the red carpet. That's not how it works, as Tosin has rightfully explained. Now, Tosin, I had Senegal as my pre-tournament favorites to win, or at least the team I was picking. I know they've never won AFCON before, but I just like what their team's about. They seem pretty well balanced. They're not doing so hot. They've only scored one goal. It wasn't even in the run of play. It was a penalty. And now I'm thinking, okay, after 2 match days for everybody, who do you think is now the favorite? As you mentioned, Nigeria looks great. Cameroon, the hosts, look fantastic. Morocco's looked very good. Is there anybody else that's standing out for you that could be now maybe tournament favorites based on what you've seen these first 2 games?
Mali. I love Mali a lot. I look at that midfield, I'm just like, man, that's a really, really good midfield. That first game they played against Tunisia, it was Basuma who came off the bench. And I was like, for you to bring Basuma off the bench is insane to me. Like that to me alone is insane. So I really, really like Mali a lot. So
all right. Well, listen, I need to ask you, though, because we haven't brought them up yet as much, but Nigeria look ridiculous. That first game against Egypt, Mohamed Salah, I believe, had the least amount of touches he's had, I think, ever internationally. And I think definitely in the last season and season and a half, from a club perspective, you were all over Egypt. And then you get another win, 3-1 in the second game. How confident are you about your Super Eagles?
Very, and at the same time, not. I mean, I've been watching Nigeria. The first Nigeria game I went to was 1994. So, like, a lot of people want to know, I've been watching Nigeria for a very long time. I was 4. I went to go watch them against England November 16th in the original Wembley with the Twin Towers, so that Wembley. And I've been watching Nigeria ever since. And the one thing about Nigeria is that, we could be very serious and then we could be very unserious. 98 World Cup, I cried. I remember that because we lost to Denmark 4-1. We were supposed to beat Denmark, and we just came out and just didn't do anything. And the same thing we do all the time. So we look good, but it's just Nigeria's the sort of team that they will go and beat, Guinea-Bissau on Thursday or Wednesday, whenever we play. And then we'll go lose to a team like Equatorial Guinea because that's just what we do. But I think this team right now is way more together. I think I've got one because he's played at this tournament before. He's won this tournament. He's played in the World Cup. They know and have respect for him. He's listen, I'm not here to play games. We're here to do this. So I'm very confident team. I mean, and you can see the talent level is ridiculous. We don't have Emmanuel Dennis, we don't have Victor Osimhen, and we're still doing this. We're still here. But my only concern about Nigeria is our midfield. When I saw us play against Sudan, I saw little things where I was just if we play against a team that's similar to us, as far as levels, I'm scared that our midfield is light. I love Joe Aribo. I think Joe Aribo's talented. I think Ndidi's talented, but I think that we need an extra body in midfield. So that's where someone like Kelechi Iheanacho or Chukwueze has to get dropped. And I think it'll probably be Chukwueze, but I want to see Frank Onyenke in that midfield with them. I think that gives me a lot more security if I see someone like Frank. So,
good
I
team.
like that. Hey, I got another question for you. What happened to that referee from the Mali-Tunisia game?
Yeah, what's the latest with
What's the latest? What's the latest on that?
Yeah, still have heat stroke.
He's in Vegas.
Apparently he had a heat stroke, but I don't know what happened. Literally said he had a heat stroke and he wasn't feeling too good, so he called the game, and that was just a mess. But I mean, I think one of the biggest things when people look that up, I tell people all the time, referees make mistakes everywhere. I've seen it in the Premier League. We all see it every single week in the Premier League. We've seen it in La Liga. I mean, referees make mistakes all the time. It's a hard job. I'm a former ref, so I know it's a very, very hard job to do. I'm not sure what happened to him though. Apparently, it was a heat
Why
stroke.
are you former? Why are you former?
Yeah, why aren't you current?
Why aren't you current?
Referee was the worst job I ever had in my life. I
respect that, man. That's
trying to make money, and the last thing I did, I loved it. I kicked the parent out. I took the ball, got super power hungry, took the ball, and told the parents that I'm not starting this game until you go back into your minivan. And I did. So that was my last time. Never do it again.
Okay, if you were part of that game, I need to see footage right now. I need to see that. I need to expose and echo the hell out of it. Tosin Makinde, an absolute pleasure. Nigerian Scams on Twitter. Make sure that you follow him, of course, all the great content that he does for CBS Sports Golazo as well. Those great videos you and Aaron West when you go on the NYC streets and do a little man on the street. They're great. Tosin Makinde, thank you so much, my man. Final thoughts before we say goodbye, because I know that you're a Manchester United fan. I don't know if you wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, well, my last thought is that United need to fix their midfield. I said that since my high school, my senior high school in 08. So I've said that for 12 years now. The last thing is, please, if you guys really want peace in life, don't let Nigeria win, because I'm going to make everyone here. So don't let Nigeria win.
He will be the absolute hell in Twitter, and I want to see it. Tosin Makinde, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you.
Cool. Take it easy.
Tosin.